Welcome once again to the Vinyl Community Guncles. Here we are to discuss the album that Richard chose from the Decemberists called Picaresque. We will pick apart this album. How did we feel about it? Did we like it? How many rainbows are we going to give it? That is all coming up as we discuss this album. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. We always do these album reviews about every third video. We also do tops and bottoms from a particular year, and we have playlist battles. I'm Robert Fithen, along with Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, Richard from Calvin Wazoo, and ladies and gentlemen, who was it that cooked fish in the microwave at the workplace? Why, that was Mike from Hubtunes.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know.
I meant to say workplace microwave. I said that backwards.
I just wanted fish sticks.
Yeah. Well, and it's understandable. Sometimes you need fish sticks at lunch.
And now we'll be smelling those fish sticks for 3 days in the break room.
That's why I don't cook fish in my house.
So I cook fish.
Mike is going first.
Yes, I am. So the Decemberists. I don't want to say love-hate. Or do I? I discovered the Decemberists when their album The Crane's Wife came out. What is that? Probably 2005?
That's when this one came out.
So it was even earlier.
No, Crane's Wife is after this, I believe.
No, is it really?
Yeah.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe I'll look at the discography here.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Crane's Wife is after this one. It's 2006.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought this came after.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I discovered the Decemberists. I fell in love with the Crane's Wife, and for a while, I mean, that's kind of their most popular album, isn't it? I'm not no way am I a Decemberists expert, but when that album came out,
Castaways and Cutouts is probably their most popular.
What is it?
Their first one.
The only one that's gone gold and went to number one is The King is Dead from 2011. They also have a couple of other top 10 albums, What a Terrible World, What a Beautiful World, and I'll Be Your Girl. The one Richard brought up didn't even chart. And The Crane Wife went to 35.
Wow. That's where I discovered
it's the one I know the best, too. So.
The Crane's Wife. I loved it. When I first heard it, I was like, wow, this is... It was interesting. It drew me in. I loved the story. I loved everything about it. I saw them in concert that year. They were fantastic live. They got the crowd involved, and they jumped down off the stage and they walked around the crowd playing and singing. It was great. It was a really cool show. And then I kind of I don't know. I kind of lost a little bit of interest. I own this record. So... Yeah, I bought this after I had seen. I bought this after I seen the show because I was so enthralled in the show, and I ended up buying this. And I like the Cranes. I really liked it the first time I heard it. There's a lot to it. It's quite a production. They are interesting. They are. You know what they remind me? They remind me a little bit of like a modern day Jethro Tull without the flute. You know, they're very theatrical and they're very, folksy and very whimsical a lot of the times. And I like that. Is it my thing? Not always. Did I enjoy listening to this record? Because I had not listened to this record in years. I put this on the shelf and I listened to it probably 2 or 3 times and haven't listened to it since. And pulling it out again, I really kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. It's you got to be in the mood, I think. His vocals can be a little, I don't know what the word is.
Grating?
Annoying?
No. No, not annoying. Because when I first listened to it, I was like, oh, this is great. And then I listened to it again and I was like, oh, this is why I don't like that. They're grating. Maybe? Yeah. They're trying. But I think it's great. Is it my thing? Will it go right back on the shelf and I probably won't listen to it again for a very long time? Maybe.
Yeah.
Most likely. I don't have anything else to say. It's just you got to be in the mood for it. It's that folksy, whimsical. a lot going on, a lot of stories, a lot of stories.
Mhm.
But good, I mean, you need bands like this making music. If everything's, you know, they're interesting. They're definitely out there and they're interesting, and I think it's great that people are making music like this. It's not always for me, but good for them. And look at them on that cover.
They are
Oh,
fabulous, and that's a lovely tree person.
yeah, look at that tree person.
That's brilliant. Hello, brilliant tree person.
It's the best tree person I've seen in a long time. So I'm gonna
I
give
don't
it
know that
3
I've seen a
rainbows.
finer tree person.
Right. I'm gonna give it 3
Right.
rainbows.
Oh, Craig.
For effort.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I listened to it again because I hadn't listened to this, and like I said, it went right on the shelf after like 2 listens. Honestly, it could go in my box, and I've started a box of records because I need to start.
Oh, now the truth is coming out.
Yeah, I might put it in that box.
I need to do that too.
it's okay.
Yeah, 3 rainbows. They're interesting, and I think it's great.
You're going to put it in the box?
I might put it in the box.
Rainbows.
Frank's
So,
next.
viewers,
Okay,
if
put
you
it in the
want this
box.
record, that's
Yeah,
gonna
if
be
you want
in
this record,
Mike's
man,
box, let him know.
It's
a
in the
beautifully
box.
packaged-
Yeah, it's
a
in Mike's
beautifully
box.
packaged record.
Is it color
They-
I'm
vinyl?
sure Richard will show it, but it's a beautifully packaged record. It's really well done. I mean, but yeah.
I mean, they definitely want it if it's been in your box. Alrighty.
Is it, a
So
color variant?
it's me now.
We're getting
Are
so
we so
good at
excited
this.
and we just can't hide
I am
it?
overwhelmed with everybody's enthusiasm.
So no, there's a little enthusiasm, but not a lot. Yeah, they're formed in 2000. This was their 3rd record. They have 8 albums. The 9th one is coming out in June of this year. So I mean, I know some stuff, but Crane Wife is really the only record that I'm really familiar with theirs. I love the Yankee Bayonet song or whatever. That song is just freaking brilliant. So I'm definitely more familiar with that record. That's really the only record of theirs that I've listened to all the way through. I know some songs here and there, but and they're very interesting band. I mean, throw an accordion in the song and I'm happy. That's some good shit right there. Give me some accordion and some terribly sad, tragic lyrics, and I'm in. A lot of it maybe their lyrics just kind of go over my head. I don't know. It starts with this kind of barking noise at the beginning of the record. I don't know, are there dogs fighting? I'm not quite sure what that sound is. Maybe it's bombs. I don't know. I don't know what an infata is, but they're gonna be that. I did enjoy the lyric on the back of an elephant. I mean, I want to be on the back of an elephant. I want to be waving like I'm in a parade. Look at me on the back of an elephant. We both go down together. I think is probably the song I like on here the most. Of course, from my own true love, Lost at Sea. I mean, it's tragic. It's just my cup of tea. The military wives with their 16 or their 32 eyes, or the lottie dotty 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 dotty. I mean, that's good. It's lottie dotty 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 da 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 da, and that's anytime you lottie dotty dotty dotty, I'm good. But it was maybe too many lottie dotty dotty. What is a bus mall? Because they're on it.
It's a place
Is that
where
like
all buses gather together. The different
But
bus
they're on
routes
it?
come together.
But
Yeah,
they're on the bus mall. That wouldn't be. You would be in the bus mall, wouldn't you?
Well, maybe it's elevated.
No, they're on the bus mall.
Maybe it's a boat. I don't know. What I was just curious about. I don't know where the buses hang out because I'm not cool enough to hang out with the buses in their mall. But
Well,
whatever.
you're gonna find out when you move to Chicago.
Yeah, well, I'll learn that. I mean, we had, I guess, a bus. I don't know. There were bus areas in Seattle, but we didn't have a mall per se.
I think it's like
That
a bus.
Mariner's Revenge song. First off, okay, that's what I would call it. 8 minutes and 45 seconds. So that's a really long song. Accordions, awesome. Like I said, accordions are great. And of Angels and Angles. It was a nice closer. It was just kind of like, okay, the album's over. Sometimes Colin's voice is really great, and other times it's not. It kind of reminds me of how I feel about Ben Gibbard's voice from Death Cab for Cutie. It's like, I don't really like it most of the time, but there's moments that I do, especially with Postal Service stuff. It's great that, and on the album Plans, but there's other moments that I don't enjoy it. So it was kind of how I was feeling. Jenny, I think, is the girl that like, I like her little additions back and forth. You know, I'm sucker for a female backing vocalist and all of that fun stuff. But it wasn't the worst thing I ever heard. So that's always a good thing. It wasn't, you really have to listen to the record. So it's like a lot of the times, like, I had a really busy week. So I found a lot of the time that I was having to listen to getting the opportunity to listen to this record. I was in my car, I was running errands for work, and it was back and forth. So I had to stop at moments. So I didn't really get to listen to it from start to finish until I got home today. Now, I had played it through about 3 times, but I didn't really get to focus on it because how I had to listen to it, unfortunately. So maybe a few more listens to, I may have a little more appreciation for it. Not that I don't have any. So with that said, it's also getting 3 rainbows from this guy. So thank you, Richard, for helping me listen to a different Decemberists album.
And a different kind of album for me altogether. I had not heard any of their albums, so this is my very first one. And I pretty much echo what Mike said. You have to be in the mood for this. It's typically not my type of thing, but I appreciate the album. I appreciate that people are coming up with their own type of music, and they have their own situation, and they can pull off album after album with this. They don't deviate from it. You know what you're getting when you get one of their albums. And I totally get the Jethro Tull thing. Both Jethro Tull and this band sound like the type of thing that could play at a Renaissance festival.
Yeah.
You know, it has that old style thing.
A cool Renaissance festival, though.
Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, you know, I don't know what a cool Renaissance festival is.
I mean, they got turkey legs.
Right, which did not happen unless you were like a king at the time. I mean, everybody's walking around like, you know, all the townspeople have turkey legs, and apparently that was not a thing. But I digress. The guy's vocals is what the most challenging thing is. They can be grating, especially when you're listening to an entire album, and that is the way I heard this twice, all the way through from start to finish. And by song number 6, it's like, wow. Some of the lyrics, you know, they're doing their own thing. They got their own setting, basically. You get put into a kind of a scene with these songs, and you stay there for the whole album, but you do have to deal with these lyrics that do sound somewhat pretentious, sound a little bit... They use the word roustabout and gadabout on the same album. So it's that type of thing. I was waiting for somebody to say "milady," and thankfully no one did. But I definitely, it's one of those things that I can definitely appreciate more than actually enjoy. But I didn't hate it. I'm glad I heard it. I'm glad I know who the Decemberists are now. And but yeah, the vocals and the writing is I can see what they're trying to do, and I think for what they're trying to do, they pull it off. That's the thing. They pull it off. What they're trying to do, they pull off. They're not failing at what they're trying to do, I don't think. It's just not really my thing. And so I actually gave this a higher rating than both of you so far. I would give it 3.5 rainbows. Which I'm surprised. Wow. I thought I would like this less than everyone else, but
I like the Crane's Wife a lot more.
I've not heard that.
I for some reason I really like it a lot more. Like that I would have given a higher than this. But yeah.
But like Greg was saying, the different instruments. It's not, you know, a bass, a lead guitar, and a microphone and a drums. I mean, they've got, like you said, the accordions, tam drums, a hurdy-gurdy. I mean, you know, they've definitely got their own thing going on.
Well, you have to have a hurdy-gurdy if you're going to have a roustabout.
Duh.
Yeah.
right?
They
What
go
are
hand
that
in hand.
about?
Yeah, they're
I
really
heard
good
it.
they're really good at setting a scene. When you listen to their music, you feel
Right.
you're at
The story they're telling.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That they pull
they
it
set a
off.
time in a scene. Yeah, they're very good at it.
Okay, so um, little context for me. Yeah, I have this one. I have the Crane Wife, and I also have the King is Dead. Those are the three recordings I have, and they're all, in my opinion, stellar recordings. With this one, this is a thematic album when you think about it.
Mhm.
All the songs are about love. Either it's unrequited love, either it is obligated love, it is perhaps true love, or it is just ephemeral and passing love. Every song on this album is a reflection of some kind of experience with love. And opening up, well, I'll start off as Colin Malloy. He's the principal songwriter. He's a
Mm.
poet, so a lot of his lyrics, they're poetical, they're poems. He writes that first, and then the band gets together to create the music that is going to go around what he's written in poetic form. But yeah, starting off with like the opening track, the Infanta, it's a story about this baby that is, everybody is regaling this baby. But, if you listen, the Duchess is a little bit upset because she's barren and they found this baby in the reeds, a little bit like a Moses story going on here. So, there's this type of, obligated love. And then we both go down together. You have this song of a guy from a higher class, who is screwing this peasant girl, and but he's obligated to be betrothed to somebody else. So he's like using this girl, in that respect. Then we've got Eli the Barrel Boy is one of my favorite songs on there. It is so haunting. In that his love dies, and he drowns himself, and so his ghost is still carrying that barrel, calling out.
That's the
So
song that stood out to me. Was that one?
yeah,
Out of all the
it's a
others.
really wonderful song. Then we've got the sporting life. So you've got this guy who's not all that athletic, but all this pressure is on him. And where does he see his girlfriend is walking off with the captain of the other team? So, he just wants to lay on after he's been knocked out, he wants to lay on the ground a little while longer so he can hide his tears. Then we've got the Bagman's Gambit. This is let me try and remember here. Oh yeah, this is a song of intrigue. This guy is in love with this spy, and he agrees to help her get these like documents. And then and there's the line about them having sex in this public restroom, and he's like so infatuated with her, and she uses him and just like blows him off. And then later he sees her, waving, she remembers him. So that's almost like a little bit of solace to him. But he doesn't regret the fact that he loves this spy. From My Own True Love, Lost at Sea, like Craig was saying, this is a very, doleful, sorrowful song of longing, lost love. And then we got 16 Military Wives, which is really a patriotic love song, going through the whole spiel, about all these, these people and what are they doing this for? Well, America does what America does. So, there's a little bit of that kind of spiel going on. The Engine Driver, the key to that song is, if you don't love me, let me go. And, one of the main persons in the telling of the story is the person who writes stories, the novelist, who writes all these stories because he's trying to let go of the person, that he loves.
Mm.
On the Bus Mall is my favorite song.
Oh.
It is this beautiful song of two gay runaways. And it is. I mean, the song, I get really emotional every time I listen to the song. It's just so well. I have seen videos of their performing this song. There's a line in the song where it says, "We were kings among runaways." And they changed it in one of their live versions that we were queens among runaways, which kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But at the same time, I can see how they could adapt this song to be appealing to just about any type of audience. But to me, at its core, it's a love song about these two gay runaways who are just facing circumstances, but they find, this is one of the true love songs in this album, where they find love and solace with each other. And of course, the photo that goes with that,
Oh, cool.
they're really camping it up there with that.
Oh, hey.
Photo. The Mariner's Revenge is a great song. It's a long song, yes, but
It's a
the
very long
story, that's
Yeah.
another thing that Decemberists do, even with their others, like The King is Dead and The Crane Wife. Their songs are stories.
Yeah.
And in relaying. And the Mariner's Revenge song is, to me, a really extraordinary story, and really well put together. And then the closer of Angels and Angles is another. It qualifies. Now, the other one about the Mariners song, that's a song of revenge born out of love. And then you get the Angels and Angles song, which is another true love song, where he's expressing this love for his partner. The line might get you thinking that they're talking about dying. As we go drowning, down we go away, and darling, we go a drowning, down we go away. To me, what he's saying is that living life is like you're drowning. You're just barely trying to keep your head above water. But when you've got somebody that you love, it just makes it easier. So that's one of the more positive of the love songs, whereas the other love songs are to some degree cynical, vengeful, or something like that. But yeah, picaresque, by the way, the definition of that is it's a novel genre that's like a series of tales about a roguish character. And so that's what these songs are. There's a series of stories going on here. And to some degree, some of the characters in the songs are a bit roguish, not all of them. But and the whole album artwork, that you see with the album, it's theatrical.
Oh, yeah.
With our friend the tree.
Hi, tree friend. I love
Yeah.
tree person. Tree person is the
So
best.
this is, I will admit, I like the Crane's Wife better.
That I was going to ask you.
But I really do like this one, and largely because of my two favorite songs on here being the Bus Mall and Eli the Barrel Boy. Those two songs are, to me, just, especially Eli the Barrel Boy, there's a chilling feeling to it. And then the bus mall, it makes me emotional. Every
I
time
didn't
I
realize
listen
that
to
was
it.
what that was about. I thought it was just another one of the. I didn't realize it was a gay couple.
Yeah, listen to it again. It's two gay runaways, and living there. The old men with limp dicks that they're cruising in the bus mall bathrooms. It's the stories that he tells are really exceptional. And I'm gonna give it 4.5 rainbows.
You
I did
just
catch
sold me.
that a lot of it
I'm
was
not
love
gonna put it in.
songs.
I'm not gonna put it in my box. I'm gonna keep it.
Well, there you go.
No, not in Mikey's box.
I did catch that a lot of them. I didn't realize they were all love songs, but I did catch that the majority of them were some sort of relationship type songs, love songs or whatever, but done in this kind of classic, it's almost Shakespearean type style.
Yeah.
Which show when you're doing song. I mean, that's a kind of a timeless subject, but like I said, I appreciate that they're doing something like that in a different way than just the set. Because I mean, I've said this before a few times that I'm way over relationship loves. I mean, the same old shit, over and over. I love you. You don't love me. We used to love each other. We broke up. I'm lonely. Whatever the top 6 ways to write a love song, or at least they do their own thing, and I can appreciate they do their own
I can
thing with
appreciate
it.
the comparison to Jethro Tull as well. I mean, I never even thought of that.
Mhm.
And when you said that, Mike, it was like, yeah, that's so true because of the storytelling and even the orchestration of the music to enhance the storytelling.
Yeah. And no one
the
else
way
is,
that the words he uses too a lot of time, and the early Jethro Tull is,
and no
is
one
similar.
else is making music like this right now. I mean, I can't think of anyone. I mean, I'm sure there is, but they're definitely at the forefront of music like this, and I think it's great. And they got a good following because when I saw them
Yeah,
live,
they
man, that
do.
place was sold out and it was packed. And
Yeah, I missed them when they were at
blast.
the Chicago Theater. I didn't buy a ticket. I snoozed on that, and I wish to hell I did.
Yeah, they're
and
fun.
I hope they come back. Just
14
another example
rainbows.
of when there's a show
14
coming to your town, you need
Go.
to buy a ticket and go.
Yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Wear your sandals and your whatever else they used to wear in the Renaissance.
And bring your turkey leg.
Yeah, turkey
Yeah,
leg.
don't forget your turkey leg. Ooh,
You probably don't
want
want to walk in with like a spear or something or whatever.
No.
No.
No, you
Those
might
turkey
not let
leg.
in.
Those balls
Yeah.
on a chain and a spiked
Yeah.
ball.
The police
Turkey
might
legs
even
are
get called.
All right, that is our review of the Decemberists and Picaresque. And so what album are we listening to and going to review next? That would be up to Craig.
Yeah, what are we listening to? I'm finally doing it to you bitches.
Dolly.
Dolly's been
We are listening to Dolly.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
We've been doing this 2 years, and
Right, and then he picks now that she's in timeout to throw up the Dolly Parton album. I put her in timeout.
What?
Yes.
Well, okay. So we are listening to her 1999 first out of her trilogy of bluegrass records. The Grass is Blue.
The
And
grass
she-
is
The Grass is Blue.
the grass is blue.
it's a
Grass is
bluegrass
Blue.
record.
1999. It is. She did 3, and this is the first. Is it sealed?
No,
I
it's
don't know.
I might really like
I
this
don't know
then
this
because
one's
I
outside.
love me some bluegrass music.
with a different cover.
Nice.
Oh,
And
yeah,
the
it has a different
sky
picture,
is
right?
The sky is green. The grass is
And
blue.
the grass
sky
is
green.
blue. And I don't miss you. Yeah.
Wow.
Is this the one with
Finally.
Cash on the Barrelhead? No, that's the other one.
Yeah, Cash on the Barrelhead is on here, isn't it?
Oh, okay, it's the second song, Traveling Prayer.
Yeah.
The Billy Joel song. Actually, it's
Yeah.
older than Billy Joel. But, yeah. I'll have to take her out of timeout.
Take her out of timeout because this is good.
We're all allowed one mistake.
Well,
Yeah,
or
it's
20.
a really long album of mistakes.
Yeah. All right, so Dolly Parton's the Grass is Blue is coming up, and we'll have a playlist battle based on the music of Cowboy Junkies. So all that and more coming up with the Vinyl Community I almost said Vinyl Community
Vinyl Community
Junkies.
Junkies. Well, that's
Oh, yeah.
that's good. Yeah, we're the junkies.
That's a different channel.
Yeah, that is.
Mhm.
So hopefully you will join us for that and much more. Thank you so much for watching. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fitton, along with
Richard at Calvin Wazoo.
Craig's Vinyl Plethora.
Mike at Hub Tunes.
Can't wait to talk to you again.
I